Today we're going to be learning how to create HUD style data overlays and gauges on our aerial videos. To do that, we're going to need a free program called Dashware, available at dashware.net. Simply download that and install it on your computer. The other piece is our Healthy Drones log. It's located right under the main map. The download CSV, it's the center option, it is the key. Open your Dashware program. You're going to have a little wizard where you can go to your video file. Once you add that video file, you'll see it pop up in the window, and you'll have a few generic gauges over the top of it. Don't worry about those for now. We need to bring in that Healthy Drones log. Just browse to that, select it. It should automatically bring up Flytrex. If it doesn't, just select it in the drop-down. Now you'll notice that the data has been added to these default gauges, but it is not synchronized. And this is the other important part, is to get this lined up with the actual video. Right now you see the altitude is rising, but the bird is still on the ground. So what you're going to do is just scroll forward like any video editor, and you're going to pick a point, in this case right as it's leaving the ground. You'll use the frame by frame back and forth till you get a lock on that position. What we're looking for is just as it takes off, just as it goes a foot in the air, the first sign of motion there. We're going to pause the video there, and we're going to go up to the synchronization tab. The important thing here is to immediately uncheck the sync with video box. Okay, that's going to unhook the log file and the video. Now you can reverse the log file and notice that the video does not move. And you're going to do the same technique. You're going to play with the numbers back and forth, up and down, until you are sure that log file is in the same place as the video. In this case, just after takeoff, about a foot in the air. Sometimes you have to mess with the buttons back and forth several times to dial that in. Once you feel pretty confident about that, you're going to recheck the sync with video checkbox. Very important. Now that's locked your data file back to the video. Come back to the Project tab, rewind the video, and play it. Now you'll see that there's a pause in the data file, and it's waiting on that video to catch up. You should see the altitude start to rise just as the video lifts off the ground. And there it goes. Looks like it's synced. Let's watch it a little farther. Sometimes you can pick an area where the craft starts to ascend or descend, or speed up or stop, and just watch. At this point, we're heading up, and so is our altitude, just right on cue. All right, that's the hard part. That's the synchronization. Once that's done, we can move on to customizing these gauges. The first one I like to mess with is this logo. It's great to add your own custom logo to these videos. It does most of the hard work for you. You simply select it here on the project gauge area. In this case it's called Dashware, and then there is an edit button that'll bring it up in a little wizard here. Double click on the Dashware logo, browse to your image that you want to replace it with. I've created a little logo here online. Click the auto fit and it'll straighten everything out for you. Simply say save gauge, close this wizard, and there you go. You can now move this around. I like the bottom right corner. Put it wherever you want. Keep in mind it will be transparent. You can resize it. You can actually even rename it, in this case with the rename button. Keep it easy to track. And this will be saved for the future now. Now we're going to get rid of some of these hokey boring gauges. Simply X them out. This is a G-force indicator. I kind of like it. It would be incredibly cool in sport mode or on a racer video. But we'll leave it here for now. So now we'll go over here to the gauge toolbox, where you can see there's just tons of predefined gauges. Some of them are generic, specialty gauges. If you scroll down here to the bottom, you'll see that there's quite a few that are UAV oriented. You can mouse over them to check out the different layouts and such. Pick one you want. The thermometers are sort of cool when you're flying in weather like we do. Click on the little P button at the top to move it to the project, and then just like the others, you can move them around, resize them, and so forth. I have found that some of these, like the thermometer, can't be too small and still be readable. You just pick a few of them. There's many to choose from. We'll cover making custom gauges in a future tutorial. By the way, the little button in the upper right hand corner that says Get Free Gauges is a dead link. But if you search around, you can find a few really cool ones. We'll be getting into that soon though. Just keep adding them. I like these little analog gauges. I like to have a little map that follows the route. Place them around, resize them. Just get them the way you like them. And then go back to your project tab. Looks pretty good. This is a good place to save your project. Now you can take a look at it. You should see that all the data starts responding as the bird lifts off. You can see the temperature that day was 30 degrees. The logo looks great, semi-transparent. There's a few other tabs at the top here that again we'll go over in the future. They're not real pertinent to what we're doing. This is the project gauge area where you can actually change the properties or add new gauges. It's kind of cool. If you look in the drop down, there's quite a few options that you can set to gauges. There's really no end to the customization here. But again, this is just a basics video. We'll use these basic gauges, and now it's time to create our movie. Oh, and by the way, you can use this if you just want to crop the movie a little. Just slide it up to your start point and then move the little arrow key to match that, and that's where the video creation will start. Create video, and this is very simple. It shows your source information and then it matches it automatically. Browse to where you want the file and create video. You can now use this video, of course, in any of your editors and add titling and so forth, color grade it, do whatever you want, and all of this data will stay intact. Fast forward, we've created this video now. Let's take a look at it.